to New Zealand, isn't it? Because the good thing with young people, you're flexible. You don't have very many, things. You can go work there after 10, 12, 15 years. You can always come back home, isn't it? So that labor mobility program, I saw some people criticizing it. We are saying, if we cannot create jobs for everybody here, we will create for those where it is possible. But if there are others who are not employed, but they are getting jobs elsewhere, we'll facilitate them to go and take up those jobs. It is better to do a job abroad than to stay here without a job. Isn't it? You're better off with a job abroad than here without a job, being misused by politicians who give you 100 shillings and tell you go and heckle their political opponents. And that is stupidity of the highest order. Those politicians who use young people like that, those are the greatest enemy of our country. So that job mobility program in the last 2 years, we have facilitated 400,000 young people to get jobs abroad through the Kazi Maju program. And what the president has said, and you remember when I came to office as Minister for Interior 3 years ago, we started this program of job mobility. And one of the biggest hindrances of young people accessing or taking up the jobs we were looking for them was the passport. And I was told you cannot get a passport. The printing machines have collapsed. There is corruption stinking into high heavens. You have to bribe everybody. There is no printer. I don't know, there is no what. And you saw the work I did at Nyayo House. Every day, I used to go there at 4 a.m. because those queues at Nyayo House used to start at 4 a.m. Today, 3 days, 7 days max, you have your passport. And we have said, if you get a job abroad and it is urgent, you'll get your passport within 24 hours. Ile kelele mingi ya passport munaisikianga siku hizi? Alafu mtu anauliza huyu DP alifanya nini huko nyuma? Siambiwe kulikuwa na shida ya passport. Siambiwe kulikuwa na shida ya bandits. Siambiwe kulikuwa na shida ya terrorism huko Lamu. Ama namna gani jameni? Ama namna gani? Na wale wengine wakati walikuwa kwa viti walifanya nini? Mimi niko hapa leo nikikwambia what we are doing with the president on various sectors. And I don't have time to talk about health, about roads, about power. There are the people who are talking because all of them have been in office. Sio ati wametoka mbinguni, wamekuwa na kazi hapa Kenya tu. What did they bring around this place? Uliwaona hata area hii? So that passport efficiency, that efficiency of the passport system gives me a lot of pride. When I know today no young people will lack a job abroad because of delays in getting a passport. Gives me a lot of pride. Now the president has directed the youth fund to support all young people who get jobs abroad under the Kazi Maju program, but they don't have money to pay for the passport, they don't have money to pay for medical exam, or they don't have money to pay for the air ticket. They should get a soft loan from youth fund. They go take the job. They will pay the youth fund slowly, pole, as they take up the job. But we have other young people who are not as lucky as you are. They don't have a university degree. They don't have a college diploma. But they have hands that God gave them. Isn't it? That's why we have said again from 1st of August, we return the Kazi Mtaani Climate Works Program that is going to employ over 200,000 young people to get a living every day by using their hands to plant trees, to clean cities, to protect the environment. Then they get their 500 shillings and at the end of the week they get their 4,000 or 3,500. They take care of their families. Some people are making mockery. They don't know 3,500 per week to a young person who has no job is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But because somebody there is not thinking, is just thinking about themselves and their children, they don't know there are many families today. If a young people can get 3,500 a week, hao wameomoka. Si kweli? Si ni kweli? So hiyo climate works tumeanza kule Nairobi. They have the young people are wonderful. Nairobi River has started flowing again. And you know, I'm the one who removed the people who are living in the river there. Again, there are people who are being incited to go and build shanties and funny places and live at the riverside. And I remember during the floods of 2023, we lost so many people, including families, when Nairobi River was swollen and people had built manyumba ya makaratasi on the riverside. They were carried away by the floods. Whole families, man, wife, and children. And I remember that time I was Minister of Interior. I went there and said 24 hours. Anybody 30 meters to the river must leave. Watu wengine hapa washenzi wakaanza kusema ho, sijui anafukuza watu wetu kwa mto. Kwani kuna kabila inaishi kwa mto? Is there a tribe that lives at the river? No. See, those are Kenyans. Those are Kenyans. There is no tribe that lives at the river. Those are Kenyans and they are just poor. So what we did, we gave them a small grant for 3 months because those structures were not even their own. They were renting them from some slum landlords. So we gave them 3 months relocation grant, cleared those structures, and then we said all those who were affected by that policy move, the affordable and social housing we are building in Mukuru, in Kibera, they be given the first priority so that they can have a decent home. So in the process of bold and courageous policy, we have been able to reduce the slums in Nairobi. Someone who was living on the riverside in a carton house has now access to a small studio in Mukuru, in Kibera, with electricity, with cooking gas, with internet. Ni 2 terms, si 2 terms. Ni 2 terms, si 2 terms. But if we had listened to these naysayers, we would not have done that measure. Simulituona kwa mto pale. Paka nikaita rais hapo, nikamwambia watu rais watoke 24 hours watoke kwa mto. Wasipotoka tutawatoa. But they were very cooperative walitoka. And today I'm a very proud person, a very proud Kenya, when I see some of those families now have started benefiting from the social housing programs so that we reduce slums and transform our country as we move towards modernity. Some of these, our competitors here, who talk about Malaysia, Singapore, I don't know how we were together in 1963 and now they are far. They don't know this policy measures that Singapore, Malaysia, South Korea took in 1963. They are the ones we are taking today. So our problem, we were late. We were late. We are doing it 60 years. What Singapore and Malaysia did 1963, we are doing it in 2023, 60 years later. But as they say, better late than never. Isn't it? Yes. They don't even know, our competitors don't know, the reason Singapore, one of the reasons Singapore is ranked #1 in the Human Development Index of the World Bank. They don't know the reason. One factor that pushes Singapore to the top of the world in terms of human development is because 99% of the citizens of Singapore live in quality houses. Because a house is an asset. So if you have many citizens with good dwellings, you know, even if they are not the big ones, you know, they have small houses but decent, the asset, that asset is value to the country, isn't it? And every person, so tunatoa ma slums, you have more people with decent housing, both in urban areas, in rural areas. That is what will push Kenya. And the Human Development Index, Kenya will move upwards. Wait and see. 5-10 years from today, Kenya is going to shoot because of the affordable housing program we are doing here, and some people cannot associate it with the growth and the prosperity of our country. So, no mercy, no more. Fire, see fire. So, so, I don't have time to talk about social health, what we are doing around social health. I am so proud. We had a discriminatory NHIF scheme. NHIF, you could not be a member, you could not have a health cover, health insurance, if you are not employed, or if you don't have a business that gives you monthly income. They could not allow. SHA, we are saying, let everybody register. Yes. Those with money, those without money. We will try and see. Those with a lot of money, we will subtract a lot of money from them, starting with me. I am deducted nearly 100,000 shillings every month from my payslip.